Hi.
Who is the puppy?
Oh, this is Ollie. He jumps up whenever I get on Zoom.
Oh, what
And
a
his question was, why was there no dog sidekick?
yeah.
You know, you've been a part of this franchise for so long. Can you compare what it was like on your first day on set on the TV show versus walking in to this new movie where you obviously it's bigger, it's better, you're older. What was it like?
My first time on the show, I was a greenie. I was a kid. I mean, when I was a kid, it was always my dream to be on a sitcom, on a Disney or Nickelodeon show of that type. So finally getting to be there, I was basically starstruck on just being on that set. But now I'm an old man and I'm jaded. So, but it was very cool going to the movie. As I've gotten older, and even when I was a kid, I've always been a fan of comics and superhero stuff. And obviously, we now live in that kind of big budget superhero movie world. So I've always wanted to kind of get into that realm and get to experience that. So I think the difference there is I am older, I am jaded, I have the experience now, but being able to go to the movie and get to kind of experience that big budget action, we've got big set pieces, fight choreography, like all of that. That was a really cool experience. Day one going in there because the day we got there, we had fight training. It was all fight training for weeks.
Well, I was like the Glee when I joined because they were already in for like 3 years. So it was like really cool for me to come and join as like a guest star, a 2 episode guest star. And then I just never stopped coming back. So it was really fun. But I was I was so nervous the first time. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, I can't believe I'm giving a chance because that was really like my big acting break, really, on TV. So I was so nervous, but I was studied and I was trying to be as professional as humanly possible. And then they just made me feel so at ease because it is just such a fun, friendly environment. Like I ended up laughing and goofing off with the rest of the cast by like hour 3. And then I feel like that's just kind of the amazing environment that we've always created on Henry Danger, and I'm so grateful that it still kept up throughout the movie. I mean, I had a blast.
Oh, gee, day one, I remember we were all so young and we were just like nervous with our scripts in our hands. And, by the time we got onto the Henry Danger movie, that's like apparently 11 years, which makes me feel like my time is like my life is going by so quickly. But we know these characters, and by the time that we were making the Henry Danger movie, like the fans have received it and have loved it so much and have made it have extended it beyond what we even gave them. Like they made a whole life onto it, and I think that they captured that with Missy and bringing a super fan to represent that. Like, it was a very different feeling being on set the first day versus the first day of the movie.
Just watching these kids grow up and see how they've changed and grown and blossomed into themselves and done incredible work was just very gratifying. So, when I came on, I didn't know them. And now, of course, doing the movie, I knew who they are, but I got to relate to them on a whole other level, which was really, really nice. It was really nice.
So I'll start with you, Glee. What was it like stepping on set surrounded by these people that you've probably grown up watching and then seeing the costumes and all of that? What was that like for you?
Oh my gosh, it was just like, wow. It was like stepping into something completely new, somewhere else completely new. Like every time we went to a different set, it was just like something else. Like I remember walking into like not even like the completely finished shimmers, like a halfway built shimmers, and I was like, where am I? It was like it's like teleportation, and like working with all these like incredible people, like oh my gosh, like Ella, Frankie, everyone was just like the most welcoming, so warm. And I really had the best time like playing Missy and getting to do all these different things on set, from like the costumes to doing scenes, I don't know, goofing off in between takes. Like, I swear, we cannot stay serious until action.
And I love the premise that, obviously these characters are going into Missy's fan fictions. If you were to take the character you play in this show and put them in something you are a fan of, what would you love to see them in? Is there a specific show, movie, or even a specific like scene?
That's such a good question.
Best question ever.
Yeah, I think Schwaz should visit the Matrix.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see Jasper in some kind of like either a Bond, Men in Black, some kind of spy flick. That'd be interesting.
Oh.
I want to be in the bathroom in Jurassic Park before the T-Rex eats the lawyer.
Okay. I can hear the tune just singing, and all of a sudden you're like,
You can smile, but don't stop smiling. Gosh.
that would be amazing. Put that scene into the next Jurassic Park. It's coming out soon. We can just
It's
slip it in,
true.
you know?
Yeah, I could be there with Johnny Bailey. Perfect.
We all want to be there.
Amen.
Anybody else?
I mean, I would just like to see Van Piper in a place that like she really doesn't belong. Like I'm just imagining like in a color scheme or like in the color grading of like Napoleon Dynamite or something where everything else like, and they're all just so normal. Like, you know,
Just
sure
like-
that's in Idaho, that film is based in Idaho and just Van Piper like in there.
Yeah.
What are these tater tots? Like,
Right? Tina, eat your food.
I would really love to see Missy go on like a true like superhero adventure, like maybe in like I don't know Marvel, DC, something like that, where I would love to see like Missy put her skills to the test because I feel like we saw her a little bit at the beginning where she's like by the way, incredible job to everyone who worked on that scene. But like right off the top, she's like kicking all these guys. She's like running around. She's like tasing these people. I would love, and we only see that like once. And I would love to see that like in like a even like higher stress situation, like how she like handles it.
do you have a favorite blooper or behind the scenes story from a scene in this movie that we may be surprised to know?
I've seen the shot of it on social media, but I swear I didn't see it in the movie. But we had a fun bit when I came in as Captain Stash with the glass, and I did the Leonardo DiCaprio thing from Great Gatsby with the meme, and it was shot a little bit differently. Again, I've seen it on social media, but I swear I didn't see it in the movie.
There is a cliffhanger at the end, so if we predict what's going to happen next, in case because everybody loves these characters and we would love to see them come back again, what do you think of that cliffhanger, and where do you think your characters would go from here?
All right, let's call the WGA because let's see. I'm gonna write this thing now. Okay, I don't know. Like, I mean, I would like to see what happens with Glee's character Missy and her stepping more into that sort of superhero role, and seeing Jasper kind of step up into his newfound autonomy. He's been basically handed the keys to dystopia. So yeah, I'd go with that.
I don't know if we'd ever be able to do it. And I say I would like to see it get darker, but I think we're at a point. I know a lot of superhero films get criticized for every movie, every time there's a problem, it's always a world-ending event. And we kind of have that in this film, but like it's still very much, it's always been on a smaller scale. It's either been, it's either been tied to Swellview or dystopia or again an alternate dimension. I think I'd like if we did another one, I think I'd like to see us actually do like a world ending event where it's like this is it. This is no longer we're just saving the city. This is us, like the world will end and we really need to have some true stakes. And I mean, I wouldn't even mind, again, that's why I said I don't know if we'd be able to do it. We'd have to get pretty dark with it, but darkish. But I would almost like to see some character stakes. Like, I mean, hey, maybe someone doesn't make it this time. I don't know. Like, I think that'd be really cool to really, since this movie is a little bit of a more mature movie, since we've gotten older, I think there would be something cool to do with us, obviously getting older, to even get, again, I don't want to say too mature. I don't want to, we're not going to make this a movie that everybody can't watch. But like, I think it'd be really cool to maybe even get a little bit more into that kind of young adult kind of area.
Yeah. I feel like this one was a good balance of that because you did have Glee in here to kind of bring that childlike quality, but you guys did touch on some, a little bit darker stuff. So I feel like this was a good balance. Last thing, do you have any message for the fans? Because I feel like this movie exists because of the fans, and obviously Missy is like that mouthpiece for the fans. Do you have anything you want to say to them?
Oh, I just really hope that everyone can connect to Missy. Like you said, I'm so honored that I get to represent this huge fan base, and I'm so happy that they've welcomed me with open arms. And I hope that they really loved being on this adventure with me, and I hope that they could really connect to me, and I would love to see how this like has impact. I've gotten a few messages saying like, "Oh my gosh, like I could connect to Missy so much. She's such an inspiration." And that's truly inspiring. Like obviously being with the people who have like created this legacy and I get to join, but also seeing the people who have helped to build this legacy from the outside, seeing those people how they have connected to it is really, really inspiring for me. So I'm just wanted to say that I'm very inspired by every single person out there who.
Yeah, I saw a tweet the other day that was like, I watched the movie 9 times today. Like, you guys have no
Yes.
idea how much it means to me. And it's like, it's just so beautiful to see that the fans are really, really embracing it, enjoying it. And, you know, it was for them. So that those messages, like, they do, I do see them and they do mean a lot to me.
Yeah, I would have to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It has been so many years. I was 8 years old to start this whole thing, and the undying loyalty and the wild, wild, wild passion that our fans have had and their connection to this show and movie now has been amazing and has changed my life for the better in a lot of ways. So thank you.